Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a reading specifically for my Libra friends, and honestly, the energy I'm picking up on is so interesting. I can feel this tension, this sense of something being in the way, but also this beautiful willingness from both sides to work through whatever this is. So Libras, if you're dealing with a situation where there's some kind of blockage, some kind of obstacle, but you and someone else both want to figure it out together, this reading is absolutely for you. Let me shuffle these cards and see what the universe wants to show us today. Okay, I'm getting chills already. The first card that came out is the Four of Swords, and this is so perfect for what we're talking about. Now, most people think Four of Swords is just about rest, but what I'm seeing here is actually about strategic pause. Libra, you and this other person, you're both in this space where you know you need to take a step back before you can move forward together. This blockage that's happening, it's not necessarily something terrible. The Four of Swords is showing me that sometimes the obstacle is the path. You both recognize that rushing into this, whatever this situation is, whether it's a relationship, a business partnership, a friendship that's hit a rough patch, rushing isn't going to solve it. The blockage is actually protecting you both from making decisions when emotions are running too high. I love what I'm seeing here because this card is showing me that the pause, the seeming standstill, it's actually both of you being wise. You're both mature enough to recognize that some things need time and space to breathe before they can heal or transform. This isn't avoidance, Libra. This is conscious choice to create the right conditions for resolution. What's beautiful about this is that I can sense both parties are using this time productively. You're not just sitting there stewing in frustration. You're both doing your inner work, reflecting on what you really want from this connection, what you're willing to give, what your boundaries are. The Four of Swords here is like a meditation retreat for your relationship or partnership. And here's the thing that might surprise you. The blockage might actually be coming from your own need for perfect harmony. As a Libra, you want everything to be balanced and beautiful, but sometimes real growth requires a little bit of messiness, a little bit of uncomfortable truth-telling. The Four of Swords is suggesting that part of working through this obstacle involves accepting that the path forward might not be as graceful as you'd prefer. But the energy I'm getting is that you both understand this. There's a mutual respect for the process, even if it's not moving as quickly as either of you would like. This card is telling me that the timing is actually perfect, even though it might not feel that way. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give a situation is the gift of patience. Now let me pull another card because I want to understand more about the nature of this blockage. Oh wow, okay, this is interesting. I just pulled the Eight of Cups, and this is adding such a fascinating layer to your situation. The Eight of Cups is traditionally about walking away, about leaving something behind, but in the context of what we're discussing, I'm reading this very differently. This card is showing me that the blockage might be related to old patterns, old ways of relating that simply aren't working anymore. One or both of you is recognizing that you can't approach this situation the same way you've approached similar situations in the past. The Eight of Cups here is about having the courage to leave behind familiar but ineffective patterns. Maybe in the past, one of you was always the peacekeeper, always the one who smoothed things over without really addressing the core issue. Or maybe there was a pattern of avoiding difficult conversations altogether. What I love about seeing this card in your reading is that it shows conscious evolution. The blockage isn't just some external force. It's actually both of you recognizing that growth requires letting go of what's comfortable, but not serving you. The Eight of Cups is that moment of saying, okay, we've been here before, we've done this dance, but this time we're going to try something different. This might feel scary because it means you're both stepping into unknown territory. The old patterns, even if they weren't great, they were familiar. They were predictable. But the Eight of Cups is showing me that you're both ready to walk away from the familiar in service of something more authentic, something more real. I'm also getting that this blockage might involve one or both of you needing to walk away from outside influences that have been affecting your dynamic? Maybe there are other people, family members, friends, who have opinions about your situation. The Eight of Cups can represent the need to create healthy boundaries with external voices so you can focus on what's really between you two. The beautiful thing is that this walking away, this leaving behind, it's not about abandoning each other. It's about abandoning the old story, the old script, so you can write a new one together. Both of you seem to understand that in order to move forward, you have to be willing to let go of how things used to be. Let me pull one more card to understand what this working it out process might look like. And wow, I just got the Page of Pentacles. This is so perfect for where you both are right now. The Page of Pentacles is about new beginnings, but specifically practical new beginnings. This card is telling me that working through your blockage is going to involve very concrete, tangible steps. It's not just about having deep conversations and emotional breakthroughs, although those are important too. It's about creating new structures, new agreements, new ways of actually functioning together. What I love about the Page of Pentacles showing up here is that it represents a willingness to start small and build something solid. Neither of you is expecting grand gestures or dramatic transformations overnight. You're both prepared to do the work, day by day, step by step, to create something that actually functions better than what you had before. This card is also showing me a sense of curiosity and openness to learning. The Page energy is about being a student, being willing to try new approaches, even if you don't have all the answers yet. Both of you are approaching this situation with beginner's mind, which is actually incredibly wise. I'm seeing that part of working it out involves learning new skills, maybe communication skills, maybe conflict resolution skills, maybe just the skill of being more direct about your needs and boundaries. The Page of Pentacles suggests that you're both willing to put in the study time to practice these new ways of being together. There's also something here about creating new traditions or rituals around how you connect. Maybe in the past, you fell into patterns that weren't really chosen consciously. The Page of Pentacles is about being intentional, about creating structures that support the kind of relationship or partnership you actually want to have. What's coming through really strongly is that this working it out process is going to be methodical. It's not going to be all emotional intensity and dramatic revelations. It's going to be more like, okay, let's look at this pattern, let's understand why it happens, let's practice a different response, let's check in about how that feels. Let me pull another card because I want to understand more about the timeline and the outcome of this process. Oh, this is beautiful. I just pulled the Six of Wands, and this is giving me such hope for your situation. The Six of Wands is about victory, but it's not victory through conquest or domination. It's victory through perseverance, through staying committed to the process even when it got difficult. What I'm seeing is that this obstacle, this blockage that you're both working to overcome, it's actually going to become a source of strength in your relationship or partnership. This card is showing me that there's going to be a moment, probably sooner than you think, where you both look back on this challenging period and feel proud of how you handled it. The Six of Wands represents recognition, both self-recognition and recognition from each other, that you did something difficult and you did it well. What's interesting is that the victory here isn't about winning an argument or getting your way. It's about the victory of two people choosing to work together instead of against each other. It's the victory of choosing growth over comfort, choosing authenticity over keeping the peace at any cost. I'm also getting that other people in your lives are going to notice the change. The Six of Wands has this energy of public recognition, and I think once you two work through this blockage, the way you relate to each other is going to be an inspiration to others. People are going to notice that you've figured out how to handle conflict in a healthy way, how to work through obstacles without damaging each other. But here's what's really beautiful about this card showing up. The Six of Wands is telling me that the process of working through this blockage is actually going to reveal strengths that neither of you knew you had. You're going to discover that you're both more resilient, more creative, more capable of growth than you realized. This victory energy is also about celebration. Once you work through this obstacle, you're both going to want to acknowledge what you've accomplished together. Maybe that looks like a deeper commitment. Maybe it looks like a new phase in your partnership. Maybe it just looks like a really good bottle of wine and a long conversation about how far you've come. Now I want to pull one more card to understand what advice the universe has for navigating this process. And oh my goodness, I just pulled the Hermit reversed. And this is such perfect guidance for your situation. The Hermit reversed is telling you that the solution to your blockage is not going to come from withdrawing further. It's not going to come from more solitary reflection or more time apart. What you need right now is to come back together and share what you've learned during your individual processing time. This card is suggesting that you may have spent enough time in your separate corners, figuring out your own perspectives and feelings. Now it's time to bring those insights back to the relationship or partnership and see how they can work together. The Hermit reversed is about ending the isolation phase and beginning the collaboration phase. What I love about this is that it's not saying the time apart was wasted. All that individual reflection, all that soul searching, it was necessary. But now it's time to share the fruits of that inner work. Both of you have probably gained some clarity about what you want, what you need, what you're willing to change, and now it's time to put those cards on the table. The Hermit reversed is also about seeking guidance from others, but not in the way you might expect. Instead of asking other people what you should do about your situation, it's about learning from other examples of healthy relationships or partnerships. Maybe it's reading books together, maybe it's seeing a counselor, maybe it's just observing couples or partnerships that you admire and asking them how they navigate challenges. This card is telling me that the blockage is going to dissolve when you both stop trying to figure everything out on your own and start actively sharing the problem-solving process. The Hermit reversed suggests that isolation was part of the blockage and connection is part of the solution. I'm also getting that this card is encouraging you to share your vulnerabilities with each other. The Hermit energy, even reversed, is about deep truth, and sometimes the thing that's blocking the way is unexpressed fear or insecurity. The Hermit reversed is saying it's safe to come out of your shell and show each other who you really are underneath all the defenses. Let me pull one final card to see what the overall outcome of this process is going to be. And wow, this is absolutely perfect. I just pulled the Nine of Pentacles, and I'm getting emotional because this is such a beautiful ending to your story. The Nine of Pentacles is about independence within connection. It's about creating something together that actually supports both of your individual growth and happiness. What I'm seeing is that working through this blockage is going to result in a relationship or partnership that's more mature, more sustainable, and more fulfilling than what you had before. This card is showing me that both of you are going to come out of this process feeling more confident, more self-aware, and more capable of being your authentic selves within the connection. The blockage, the thing that seemed like it was going to tear you apart, it's actually going to teach you how to be together in a way that honors both of your individual needs and desires. The Nine of Pentacles has this energy of luxury and abundance, but it's earned abundance. It's the result of hard work and patience and commitment to quality over quick fixes. Your relationship or partnership is going to have this quality once you work through the current obstacle. It's going to feel rich and nourishing and sustainable. What I love most about this card is that it shows both independence and connection existing beautifully together. Neither of you is going to have to sacrifice who you are in order to make this work. Instead, you're going to find a way to be together that actually helps you become more yourself. This is such a mature approach to relationship challenges, and I'm so impressed with both of you for being willing to do this work. The Nine of Pentacles is telling me that the outcome is going to exceed your expectations. You're not just going to solve the immediate problem, You're going to create something genuinely beautiful together. So Libras, here's what I want you to take from this reading. The blockage you're experiencing, it's not a sign that something is wrong or that this connection isn't meant to be. It's actually a sign that you're both ready to level up, to create something more authentic and sustainable than what you had before. The process is going to require patience. It's going to require letting go of old patterns. It's going to require practical steps and honest communication. But most importantly, it's going to require both of you to trust that working through difficult things together can actually make your bond stronger. I'm seeing that the resolution is going to come sooner than you think, and when it does, you're both going to be amazed at what you've created together. This obstacle, this thing that feels so challenging right now, it's going to become the foundation of a much more honest and fulfilling connection. Trust the process, Libra. Trust that both of your hearts are in the right place, and trust that your willingness to work through this together is already the victory. Everything else is just details that will work themselves out as you go.